I am continuing in my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I move along. Okay, so we're just wrapping up the reign of Asa, king in Judah. And we read about his death and the beginning of Jehoshaphat's reign in the book of 1 Kings. 2 different chapters, but we got through it. Now we flip back to Chronicles. We're going to read here Chronicles chapter 16. This is verses 11 through 14. This is the end again of Asa's reign. We're going to see a little bit here. Verse 11. And behold, the acts of Asa, first and last, lo, they are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. And Asa, in the 39th year of his reign, was diseased in his feet, until his disease was exceeding great. Yet in his disease he sought not to the Lord, but to the physicians. And Asa slept with his fathers, and died in the 41st year of his reign. And they buried him in his own sepulchres, which he had made for himself in the city of David, and laid him in the bed which was filled with sweet odors, and divers kinds of spices prepared by the apothecary's art. And they made a very great burning for him. So Asa gets diseased in his feet. He's diseased in his feet for 3 years. Or for 2 years. He became diseased in the 39th year. He dies in the 41st year. So he's diseased in his feet for 2 years. But it points out, this is an important thing. He points out, he did not seek to the Lord. He didn't go to the prophet or the local priests to get a blessing to be healed. He went to the doctors. He went to mortal physicians. And so his disease never recovered. And he eventually died. I don't know if it doesn't clarify that he died of this particular disease, how much it contributed to his death. He reigned for 41 years. We don't know how old he was when he became king, but he's probably in his 60s. So a degenerative disease in the feet, and I'll say that with the incense and everything that they put in his basically in his coffin, now the sepulcher is not really a coffin, it's just a kind of a cave. You put somebody in and then seal it up. But they put all this incense in there, and then they burn it. This gives me the impression that this disease in his feet didn't smell good, but also that they feared it was possibly contagious, and so they burnt it out. And they had us all prepared. This was all done by the apothecaries. These are the physicians of the day. Now remember, when we read the first part of chapter 16, that the prophet Hanani chastised Asa for seeking assistance from Syria in fighting against Israel. And he told him, well, you're going to have wars. Asa had a lot of peace for most of his reign, but he sought to get Syria's assistance instead of seeking to the Lord. And so God said, then we're going to withdraw God's assistance, and you're going to be in war for the rest of your reign. And he started to he put Hanani in prison. He started to oppress some people. He doesn't go to the Lord when he falls ill. Asa started off as a great king, and even now he's not really an evil man. He's letting his pride get in the way. He thought he was doing good. He paid Syria to help him, and God said, no, you did wrong. He got mad and said, no, I'm king, I know what's best. Now he gets diseased in his feet. He is too proud to turn back to the Lord. So no, God cursed me. God turned away from me. He abandoned me. I'm not going to go to God. Asa is a good example of how pride causes the fall. Pride cometh before the fall, as the Proverbs say. And we see Asa's pride. So we don't know, I'm not sure he died from this disease in his feet, but it was definitely a very painful and uncomfortable thing, and evidently caused a very foul odor because they buried him with all the spices and incense. The indication is that they buried him with more than they normally would have, and then they burnt it. So, anyways, we will leave that here. Nice, short, and sweet one. This is old Asa. So we will pick this up. I believe we will be reading about the reign of old Ahab next. See you there.